Good day, class. My name is Miss Lavinia Cornelius. Student number 22003546. Together with my group members, we are going to discuss about system development circle under the theme System Analysis Design. We are going to look at two objectives, whereby we have the first objective, which a learner is expected to know at the end of this lesson. Let's begin with our first objective. Define system development life cycle. The second objective, which is the last one, describe each stage of a system development life cycle, which are analysis, design, development, implementation, testing, evaluation, maintenance, and documentation. So let's begin with our today's lesson. Since I don't want to tell someone, I want you to know what is system. What do we mean by a system? When you are talking about a system, this is just a combination of a hardware, a software, user that interact to achieve a specific goals in an organization. And let's define what is a system development life cycle. This is just a series of stages which are followed during the development of a system, which includes or involve a system analyst and a programmer. Who is a system analyst and who is a programmer? So a system analyst, this is just a person who studies a system with the aim of developing, with the aim of designing an improved computerized version. Let me give you an example. So in those past years, let me say for example, in 2020, people are normally used Windows 7, and as we are talking today in 2024, we are now using Windows 10 and Windows 11. It's because of this system analysis. This is just the person who is dealing with this. This is the person who is changing the computer version to make sure it's up to date. And who is the programmer? So this is just a person who writes in different codes in a computer using a different programming language. For example, we have a Java, we have a C++, we have a CSS. A CSS, this is where people change the background color of a monitor. Thank you very much. My colleagues will continue.
Good afternoon, dear students. My name is Tuyeni Mishpandeka, and my student number is 2200247882. Our today's topic is system development life cycle under the theme of system analysis and design, and I'm going to tackle on the stage of documentation, which is probably the last stage of system development life cycle. When we are talking of documentation in system development lifecycle, this is a carefully written document that allows the analyst to fully understand the system for future maintenance, making changes to the systems. Sometimes the analyst may leave the company. In case there is any documentation, other analysts can be added and proceed with the system development. It also allows the future maintenance of the program because the organization needs many changes, causing the system to be changed. It also allows the user system developer to understand and carry on with the system development if a developer leaves before finishing the system.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Albertina Jonas. My student number is 2200250029. I'm going to talk about analysis stage, which is actually the first stage of the system development lifecycle. I'm going to share with you what's being done under the analysis stage. Number one, we have fact findings, and number two, we have setting up of objectives of a new system. Let me start with fact findings. These are just the methods which are used by the system analyst to obtain the required information from various people. These techniques include interviews, whereby a system analyst asks questions on a one basis to people that are using the system. Number two, we have questionnaires, whereby the system analyst draft questions on a paper and give people that are using the system so they answer. Number three, we have observation, whereby the system analysts go to the site where the system is being used and observe what's being done. And the last one, we have document study, whereby the system analysts examine existing paperwork such as receipts, invoices, or monthly statements. And the last one is setting up of objectives of a new system. This just involves determining what needs to be done and what is to be accomplished by the new system. And when the objectives are wrongly set, the wrong system might be produced. Thank you.
I'm going to continue with the design and development stage. Let's continue with the design stage. So here, both the programmer and the system analyst are involved at this stage. What is done at this stage? So this is done on a piece of paper whereby a programmer converts the algorithm into a suitable programming language, for example, C++, Java, and so on. And then here, the programmer tries to write the requirements on a piece of paper to make sure that the requirements are being met so that this software app will run or the system will run. And then let's continue with the development stage. This is when the real work begins in a particular, when a programmer or let's say a system analyst start to do the major work on the project. Development is done on a computer. This is when the programmer and the system analyst comes in using the computer to code in those those codes using different programming language to make sure that the system is working, there is no problem, and to make sure that all the features are being met to allow future maintenance.
Hello students, my name is Mr. Johannes Ashali. My student number is 220035903. I hope you are enjoying the system development life cycle topic. Today we are going to talk about two stages, which is the implementation installation stage and evaluation stage. To start with implementation and installation stage, here we have the word implementation and installation. From these words, we can call a word implementing, something, installing. So when you are talking about implementation in system development lifecycle, this is when a new system is set up using the specified hardware and software and get it to produce the required output. So, for example, you came up with a certain mobile application. Now we are going to implement that. We are going to upload that mobile application into a Play Store so that users or customers may download it and use it. So that's about the implementation stage. Then let us continue with the evaluation. The evaluation stage of the software development process requires customer and the system analyst view the software. Here, just a normal evaluation. Evaluate something. We are giving details about something, or we are saying here we are giving a feedback on how is the system working, because the system is already existing. Now we are going to give details, or after examining, after using it, what are we experiencing? Is it giving the required needs? Is it giving the required outcomes? So we are saying the software should be evaluated at all stages in the process. Just after completing the first stage, which is the first stage of coming up with the system, designing stage, the evaluation must already start there. so that we make sure everything being done correctly. System is going to run correctly and going to meet needs. So that's all about the two stages, which are implementation and installation stage and evaluation stage. Thank you very much for listening. We are coming in next time with the following stages until we are done.
Good day, my name is Ugwetha Mateo, student number 22000841. And I'm going to talk about the fifth stage, which is testing. Testing is done to check for syntax errors or grammar or language grammar errors when coding. When the program is syntax error free, the programmer checks for logical errors if the program is responding to the required output. A system must be tested to make sure that it's working correctly and no problems are found within it. And within testing, we have four types of testing. We have unit testing, we have integration testing, and system testing and user acceptance testing. In the unit testing, the testing is done on an individual unit or component of the software to determine whether one is fully functional as they are being produced. For instance, let me give you an example of a banking app. A banking app, it's more of a banking system which helps the user and the bank to interact, to communicate or to interact with each other. And within the banking app, we have for example a buy unit, which consists of buying electricity or airtime. Those unit of electricity and airtimes are tested using the unit testing. And for the buy option itself, it's tested using the integration testing, while the app at large is tested using the system testing. And for the user acceptance testing, this is the type of testing that is done by the user so that they may check if the system is really satisfying their needs. In the user acceptance testing, users may also find some other errors which may then be solved before the system is finally launched or handed over to them. The most important testing type is the system testing. This stage is important because it proves that the application met the technical, functional, and business requirement set by the clients.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ms. Naiman, and my student number is 22003497. And our topic for today is System Development Cycle under the theme topic System Analysis and Design. I'm only going to talk about the maintenance stage. So what is maintenance stage? This is a process which makes sure that the system continues to work properly in the future. A system has a limited lifespan and therefore it needs to be maintained daily. So we have different types of maintenance such as adaptive maintenance, corrective maintenance, and perfective maintenance. So with that being said, I thank you.